Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Another episode of Humpdazed. This be number 71. As always, my wife is with me, but she's downstairs getting coffee. So I yelled down, told her I'm starting it up. So she'll be coming directly to say hello. I wanted to say cheers to the chat and get on here and get the link up. Hope everybody's doing well. We got some plants on the screen, a couple things to talk about, and it's great to see everybody. So give me 1 second here. It's a beautiful fall, late summer, fall evening. All right, let's see here. Cheers, everybody. I'm gonna put this up there and then it's nice to see some great names and faces all the time. There's Haas Farms, Iceni, Inova, Zorro, Rocinante, Claude. I'll put the link up there. Cake in the Cup. Yeah, I see Iceni was first out. That's pretty cool play on words there, gang. First. I second he was first. You need a third for the motion. That's pretty cool. G-Bay, Jamie Ream. Nice, everybody. Barefooting the vibes. Let's get you a wrench there. Maybe I missed you before. This is your first time here. Welcome to the show. My wife will be joining us directly, and there she is.
Hello, everybody.
She comes with coffee.
Welcome.
She even brought us bananas. We haven't even eaten dinner yet, man. We were out running.
Telling me banana.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Look, Claude's going to get their dinner right now. We missed our dinner. Just happened to be one of them days where I wasn't hungry yet.
Yeah, I looked at Smart right before the show. And I'm like, we only ate once. We forgot to eat today. So we're having bananas.
Yeah. And we smoked a couple joints before the show. We got some plants to show everybody there.
Hell yeah, we got nice germination rates. A lot more successful than I thought we were going to be, really. I always I don't know.
Yeah, we can go over
I guess I'm not as optimistic at the outcome as Smart right away. But we do, because we planned so many, we're lucky that so many came up. I'm excited about that. But what's going to be the problem, Smart, is we're not going to be able to kill any unless they're males, because this is girls only club. A girls only club.
I see. You know what? That name hardcore in the chat there. That name the symbol looks like Ryan Korkowski. So I'm guessing hardcore is Korkowski. I like that.
Cool. That is cool.
It reminds me of the Jack Black movie, School of Rock, where he sings that song. You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. That's awesome, man. That's what I'm gonna think of now when I see that.
Mr. Schneebly.
Mr. Schneebly. You're not hard. That's his name, man.
Yeah. That was a great movie. I'm a fan of Jack Black. He's a soothing. So I want to say hello to Iceni. It's nice to see you, buddy. How you doing?
You're good. Just let me get me set up somewhere. There we go. Get on the phone.
Right on, man. You still got that plant going over there,
Yes.
huh?
I'm not going to take it down.
You're going to take it down today?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Never mind. If you guys hear any extra noise, we get the window open. So if it becomes a problem, let me know.
I was about to shut it and the cat jumped in there. I'm like, yeah.
That's like, never mind. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm trying to remember what these. I know these are the ones you grew in cocoa, but I can't remember the strain for the life of me.
It is cheese. No,
it's not cheese. It's not strawberry.
It's not that.
I don't think. Is it strawberry?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
It was the strawberry. He likes that strawberry. That's just them buds you had before it was dried and cured looked righteous, man. They had nice color on them and shit. you know how you can just tell how a bud would break up kind of by looking at it, and on the
Yeah.
screen,
It looks like it's pleasant to trim. For me,
Yeah,
there's buds that I like to trim, and then I just want to cry when I have to trim certain plants.
there's Art
Yeah.
Man, Collective Mary Jane, and them out there. Lone Star Larf.
Everybody's going to be watching you cut your plant down. This is going to be pretty exciting. Off with her head.
Ah, and we got Hardcore's there. He doesn't have his video or his microphone on, but we see you, buddy. Whenever you want to join or whatever, jump on in. There we go. I see some video now. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, stop.
A handsome young man, that Hardcore, is he not?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it. You know what? While he's doing that, we'll get the spotlight on a Nova, or I'm sorry, on a Nova. I'm looking at the chat on Iceni here. And yeah, he's untying her and getting ready to chop down. That'll be reset time then, huh?
Well, yeah.
Got all that it's going.
I would have probably left it till the end of the week, another week maybe.
Yeah.
It could go a little bit longer, but I need the room.
Yep.
I'm going to veg up in here, and I've got all the seedlings in here, so I couldn't be up. I've got a lot of stuff going on in what I normally use in my other room. I can't move in there at the minute, so it's coming down a little bit early than I would have liked. But
at work, we call that a dime holding up a dollar. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta. And I think another good point on this, because I've been in your situation, like all of us here, I'm sure I've been in that situation. But I think the important point is you're not harvesting them so early that it's like a wasted whatever, or it's going to be.
Oh no, no.
But I know what you mean. There's one more week would be perfect, but you could take it now and it'll still be a fine smoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say it's done.
Right.
In a lot of people's opinion, it just depends whether you want how much amber you want.
Yep.
I like to see that.
One thing I've noticed about those Iceni, because there's been times we're a victim of this quite often, and the main factor is that we grow multiple strains in 4x4 tents. So you'll often have like one strain holding up the tent being reset. And I'm thinking, man, I could really want to go another 5, 6 days, 7 days or something, but I just end up not. And it's not like I'm ruining them, but I'm often in your position. And I found this, even the ones that I feel are a little bit early, they do seem to ripen just like in the jar, even if there's white hairs and shit. You go back to that jar in like a month or two, they're all nice, they're hard, they're curled up, everything's turned. They might take a little longer to come around, but I felt like it's always a righteous smoke, if you will,
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. You can take a plant that's just cloudy, and by the time it's dried and everything else, they'll have amber trichomes. They do ripen during the drying phase, oxidize, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yep. That's how it goes, man. It's just sometimes it seems those ones maybe take a little longer. I bet.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't go by just trichome color alone. We used to harvest that way. We would go on, by what the trichome was telling us. We liked all cloudy, with 10 to 20% amber is what we used to go for. But after getting experience and you've been around enough plants, it gets that look. The hairs turn brown. The leaves start changing color. So it's more than just the trichomes for us.
That's what I often tell people, Toko, for cannabis in the chat room or anywhere else they run into us, and they'll send you a picture of a trichome and say, "Is this ready?" And I often tell them that it's more harvest time and ripeness is more than just a snapshot in time of one picture of a trichome. When you're at your house now, if that was my plant and I looked at that, I would think back on how did the plant develop? Has it lately gotten kind of stopped swelling up, get a little droopy? How's the leaves changing on it? Like, what do the hairs look like? Sometimes I feel like if I run a plant a little long, it'll start popping new white hairs. So there's other indicators, right? That we look for.
But I see that plant looks like
that's perfect.
It's perfect. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got that beautiful fade. Your hairs are turning.
There's a few white ones. I see what he means. I see.
Yeah, I know. It's weird about those white hairs because sometimes they just refuse to go, or they'll I don't know if y'all experience the ones that turn brown or they start to turn brown and then new white ones appear. Like that's just so like
you're thinking it's ready, and this always happens at like week 8. Now I'm thinking, all right, is it done and I went too long, or is it just popping new ones because it needs to swell a little more? Is this anybody else suffer with that as a grower's lament? Because you get to like week 8, and you'll start seeing them new white hairs coming out. And that's
the other deciding factor as well is because I was in the cocoa and I'm flushing it, so I checked the ppms. So there's nothing left in that cocoa. Whatever's in there is the level of my tap water. So it's not getting no nutrition anyways.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to start then sort of like thinking, I'll just give it a little bit of this, a little bit. No, I'm like, that's done. Let's just get out of the way. But yeah, if I was in that organic soil, there would probably still be that nutrition in there, and I'd have just left it on 18 and 6 for a week. I'm not worried about it. And if it had flipped out a couple of nanas, I'd have been chuffed because I'd have just used them.
No doubt. Oh, look at that. There's a nice surprise, huh? Welcome to
I'm excited. The American one is joining us.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Tal.
Cheers, Tal.
What's up, everybody?
Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you.
Here. It's nice to be seen.
How's everything?
And it's good
for you. Everything good?
Everything's good. I can't complain. But yeah.
It's tough starting over in a new place, man. Everything's different. Going to the store to where you're sleeping, it's like 100%. It's that. Man.
Yeah, it's been messing with me, and I'm not used to it at all yet.
I understand.
Give yourself some time.
Yeah.
It's so hard though at first, but we feel for you.
Yeah.
And you've got a great community here. You got a lot of people.
Changing patterns though is it's keeping young, isn't it, Tal? Your life, you're not stagnant.
That is true.
That's a good thing in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm definitely in better shape than I was a month or 2 ago.
No, cool.
But enough about me. Other than the fact that I want to let everybody know that who won on the Last Prisoner Project Chatathon. I'm starting to mail them out this week, and I'm going to do the international ones and then the American ones. So they'll be on their way.
How fitting that actually worked in that line, the American ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seriously, I just played that through in my head. I'm thinking, holy shit, that worked perfect. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, that's it. Yeah. So I'm glad that I got all the addresses and I know who's getting what. So it's just a matter of time now. But by the end of this weekend, I'll have them all in the mail. So knock on wood, the good Lord willing, I'll do that.
People's gonna be chomping at the bit to get them babies wet, man.
Oh,
You'll have emails out the ass, Tal. Where's
no. Loves you, but they're just grateful to be able to win some Tal genetics, and it was so awesome. You're an awesome gromie to give to a cause so righteous. We think a lot of you, Tal.
Thank you. I think a lot of everyone here, and you guys are great, no doubt. Yeah, when I first started, it's fun not knowing, just planting bag seed and not knowing what's going to come up, because sometimes it was killer, even though back in the day it was way different.
Tal, I got that same enthusiasm pulsing through me right now because of the regulars that we have up on the screen there, man. 4 of them regulars up there is your Stacy's, and we're getting ready to test them on Sunday here on the show. And just like we have 7 feminized ones up there, we know they're gonna go, but the rest of them, we have no idea what they're gonna turn into, if they're males or females. And I know it's a little different than bag seed. We know the genetic stock they come from, but you know what I'm saying?
We're
Man.
excited. And it's fun to do the Farmer Freeman stuff. The Farmer Freeman test, and we're going to take live on the show, which is so cool. And the information that we're going to get from Farmer Freeman on Sunday. That's exciting too. And then maybe a gender reveal party later down the road.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, I was wondering. I thought that was tonight, but apparently, yeah, Sunday you guys are gonna have Farmer Freeman on. That's cool. And by the way, I see those nugs look delicious, dude.
Cheers, Tal.
Chunky.
Yeah, they do smell nice, and well, I'll popped 6 Amy Aces, so hopefully I'll have some more Amy's going.
Awesome.
And whilst we're on the subject of the Last Prisoner project, if you're all aware, I won the Extraction Craft, the Source Turbo on there, and there's an issue with the international shipping side of things and everything else. So I decided to give it back to the community. Rick's going to do another giveaway on his show later on. So if you all want to enter for that, we'll catch you all over there. And big up to Rick and everything, and the Last Prisoner project.
Is that tonight's show then?
I would imagine so. I just said let's just do it, and we didn't say when, but I just assumed that would be on the next show. So yeah.
Well, thank you for telling us. I'm going to put the link in chat, so head on over to the Let's Be Buds after our show. For a chance. You're such an awesome grow meat for doing that, ICNE. That is amazing. And I just want to say real quick, welcome to XYZ Vector. And you got a beautiful garden going on over there too, Ryan. I see some dark colors over there. Beautiful.
I did have the opportunity to just randomly give it to someone. I could have just picked someone that I've got an address for. I've got several USA addresses and stuff, but because I love everyone, I don't want to be like, oh, this person's my favorite or whatever. I just want to share the love with everyone, and hopefully someone that actually needs it, or is actually going to use it, will actually win it, or someone that we actually know. So that's a good thing.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's why I love you guys so much. You are all freaking so amazing and awesome. And good luck. Good luck to everybody that has the opportunity to go over to the Let's Be Buds show and win that. And that's like an extraction machine then, right?
It's expensive too, man. They're like $600-700 if I remember correctly, maybe more now. So that's a nice kit.
It's not cheap.
That's a wonderful thing he did there, I see, and it should definitely be noted, as well as the Americans one donating all them seeds to give away on the 12 of the hour every hour for 12 hours, and then sending all that out and shit. That's all coming out of his pocket, That's all stuff that he's not going to sell now. And then there's the postage, and I know it goes for a great cause, but we still need to take time to say you guys friggin' rock, man.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. I love getting people excited about growing if I can.
Hey, Cal.
Go ahead, XY.
Hey, Cal, I got a problem with you, man. A big problem. A very big one. Your damn plants are overrunning my tent.
Well, maybe Artman could give you some pointers on what to do about that.
I just been bending them back. I left last Friday to go up to California, and I got back late Tuesday evening, and they were up in my lights. It's like, damn it.
Are they in veg or are they in flower now?
They're in flower. They're bolting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who? There's a dude named Candy Forest Farmer in Australia that's got some Amy and Stacy going, which are looking pretty good, I must say. Actually, I'll grab I'll put the link of the Instagram in there.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Or I
That's
could
cool.
share screen. Let me find them.
You know what? I want to put his up there on the, I want to show him his ours on the your four in the back right corner there, Stacy. They have the white labels in the back right. And then that one that's got the blue label there that's with yours in that group is the NERC from the New England Rock Candy feminized from Kyle Breeder.
Right, yeah.
We're looking forward to that too. We're gonna take cuts off of that, or we're gonna take some cuts off of that one and shit, but
Yeah,
for 1 week old from the, we dropped them and got them wet 1 week ago. I think they're doing pretty good, man. We got a couple more days till Farmer Freeman jumps on Sunday. We should be able to take some real nice samples, no problem. It's hard to, I don't know who to spotlight. Look, everybody's got.
I know. We got Amy. It looks like Ryan's got some Amy going on right over there.
Yeah, let's get it up there.
I'm gonna just start calling you hardcore. I like it. So if you're not
Well,
hard,
there's not a whole lot, but from here up, I think pollinate. I just got a little bit of pollen from Amy. But this plant's starting to thicken up pretty good.
Man, you got a lot of stuff happening over there too. Good thing
All
you
these-
labeled them, huh? Without labels, you'd be lost with all them plants.
Well, some of them, yeah, I am kind of lost with some of them. There's crosses too. There's blueberry crosses in a lot of them. But
That's
they're
cool. It's getting cold out.
some of them are starting to get nice and shiny. Yeah, it's
Oh,
got piles of seeds on this one. Like this bud's like my fucking forearm.
oh, it's got a beautiful color.
And then like some buds that don't have that aren't pollinated.
I'm gonna try to get this link up here, Kyle, on that picture. Oh, here we go. You want me to show these up there on the screen, man?
You can if you want, yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
What? Give me 1 minute, hardcore. I got you on the big screen. I'll come right back. I know you're probably running out of daylight soon.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, Ryan, that shit's bulking, huh?
Look at that. It's a hole here. Let me get rid of
Yeah,
that quick.
it's a yeah.
Them things, he's reaching up to grab those ones.
It's got some mushrooms growing on.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
That's indicative of a healthy soil, correct?
Oh yeah, I got all sorts of mushrooms and shit growing up in here.
We found a bunch of them little ones in our garden. And you know what? Some of them come up one day and they're gone, literally
Yeah.
gone, like the next day. I was thinking, what happened to them mushrooms that was over here in the corner? Look, there's
We
a
don't know much about
some
ladybugs.
ladybugs. There's another one looks a little faded.
Oh yeah, there's piles of bait ladybugs around here. And then one, yeah, I'm gonna have to like take monster crops from all of these fucking plants because they're all of these feral ones are just coming out and shining. I mean, like the smells and the shit. I can tell some of these flowers are just gonna get huge. We got like this one that's got purple leaves going on it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got the smaller bud structure, but it's really fucking sticky. Really sticky.
A lot of different buds to smoke this winter, man. It'll be a nice New Year's for you, huh?
Yeah. Or when these ones finally catch up here, these ones aren't going to be harvested till like November 1st or something, I bet. And then these ones are just ones that I just let grow next to each other, wild and shit.
They're doing their thing, man. No rot or nothing yet, I presume. No.
I get a little bit of bud rot. Usually on the tips of the buds, just from budworms.
Yeah.
You know, moths come and lay their eggs.
Yeah.
So I usually pick a few buds during the day, or a few buds a day.
Hey, that one
Oh,
dude.
that's okay. That's what that is bud rot. That's not just like dark coloring of the bud.
Nope.
Oh, I
No,
see now.
I haven't shown any bud rot yet. These are just dark buds.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them are dark on the tips. You know what? I seen the one dude, hardcore. He hung the plants up from outside in his closet, and the next day he went in there and he had caterpillars laying all over
Worms
the.
and
Yeah,
such.
they were all
Oh,
over.
yeah. I've seen that. The dude's room, there was caterpillars all in the ceiling and shit.
Yeah, they come out of his buds because he was drying them, and they didn't like it, man. Yeah, some of those are pretty dark, huh?
Yeah, all these
Maybe
little
that one-
blueberry muffins I got, they're kind of like a pheno hunt. Like this one right here is just
Oh,
ultra dark.
shit.
It's
Hold
almost
up.
That's-
black.
Yeah.
Wow, that is, but I love those dark colors like that. They're just, to me, they're just beautiful. I know that they don't have flavor, but they add something a little extra for my eye holes.
Well, those anthocyanins got a little bit of flavor in them, I think. But yeah, it's I
All
don't know.
right. I'm gonna share this thing.
Yeah, I wanted to see the
I got it up
it's a
there.
cool link that you shared, and I went ahead and followed that person so I can follow along with that Amy and Stacy grow that's going, because it is gorgeous.
Right here it is. All right, let's see. I gotta get rid of this.
We're gonna share. We're just give us a second.
You can see it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
Oh, that's the only picture. I was thinking there was more. Okay. Yeah, check it out, man. They got the spider from, where'd you say they're at? They're in a different country.
Yeah,
Australia.
Australia.
Oh, yeah, it says right there. Duh. That's nice. What is
Day
that?
20
Soil?
Day 23.
Damn, look at that.
I
Day
know,
20.
it's just amazing.
Hey, that's how ours did, Tal. You remember?
Yeah.
We,
That's what,
it- New Year's grow over there, 2020. It has it up on the thing. Boy, them are nice, man.
Yeah.
here's my lone survivor, Amy, that's about dead.
What? The lack of? No. But
Yeah, you said that's Amy.
Yeah, this is the only one I got left, and not
Oh.
even any dropping off them anymore.
That's the
I
male.
know.
Yeah.
My hell chamber where I
Torture chamber there. Okay.
That's funny.
Now you're not getting any. You think you'll have seeds all through your other buds?
what's that?
You think you'll have seeds all through your other buds?
Off of what buds?
The buds that are out in the field growing there.
The ones that I pollinated, yeah. But the pollen from these doesn't quite make it over there.
Okay.
I mean, and if it does, I'm not really concerned about it because it's just kind of like an open pollination.
Gotcha.
anyway.
I understand.
But yeah, some of these ones got purple pollen sacs.
These
oh,
four-
yeah, that one.
That one in the middle there did. Huh?
What other males you got? Is that a blueberry muffin male?
These ones are question mark males.
Okay.
They're likely blueberry muffins. That one is a Triangle Kush by Line One, or TK by TK N05 Haze by Line One, Backcross, and then there's a whole bunch of names added onto that from Brandon Rust.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a lot of pollen from these ones already.
You
And
saved
a
it
lot
up.
of my males are already gone dead where I've already harvested what I could out of them. But like I haven't watered these in quite some time. And you can tell which ones don't make it, which ones are all covered in spider mites and aphids and shit.
Oh wow.
But I
Damn.
mean, like that one right there, he's still got life in it, even though it looks like absolute shit.
Still nice and green.
Are you saving the pollen or are you using it directly? Like you're gonna start saving it, right?
No, I save it for a few days basically until when it's calm day. Like here's a little bit of Amy left right there. That's the last little bit.
I see.
And like
Nice.
today's kind of a calm day where I'll probably, before I do my watering tonight, I'll slap some on there, or maybe even just a little bit here. Depends on when I got so much shit to do around here that.
Now, will they have time to finish, man, and make seeds this late?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
I guess there's only one way to know, right?
Yeah, and like I don't know. a lot of these hemp plants I'm going to take, let them go quite a while. I'm going to just kind of stage harvest them. And
When will your first frost be, or freeze even?
it's usually we get to like mid-October or something like that, or the end of October.
Yeah.
But I want to say I've chopped in early November before, where I've had snow on plants many times.
Freezing. Yeah, I know some guys that grew around here. I thought it was late, man. Dude comes back with fucking weed all through his trunk, and there was the leaves were everywhere all through his trunk and shit, man. As soon as he popped the trunk, you get some like, holy shit, if you got pulled over, bro, it was a wrap, you know?
Well, otherwise, you should have seen me about a month ago. I had the whole entire back of my truck filled with I have a topper on it. So I had like, I don't know, 80 plants in there that I took to I fermented them and composted them, and I'm making seed sprout tea right now too. I haven't checked it in a while, so we'll see if they're sprouting any today or not. I just drained them and let them sit. I don't see any yet.
Here's to the chat. I see Penny Pebble Rippers, Jay Patrick, Galaxy Solutions, Lord Blueberry, Jeff Papelia. Nice to see everybody. Supreme Grapes in there.
It's Marcus Green Thumb. How you doing? Jack Lawrence.
Yes.
Zorro. How's it going? It's awesome to see all friends in chat. Supreme Grape. Jay, Jeff, how you doing? Small Tubes, Haas Farms.
And if anybody remembers the American ones on that show with Jack Greenstock, the show of all shows, the cheap homegrown, growing with my fellow growers over there. You might remember years ago the guy there named Chef OMJ. And I know the American one knows him well. He was around Cocoa for Cannabis from day one, and doesn't get a chance to come around now as much because of his work schedule, I know. But if you go back, he was on like our very first or second episode of Humpdazed and Confused, or I'm sorry, Humpdazed, I believe. And it was really fun. We got the chance to catch up. But anyhow, he sent us the 4 of the plants that are in our tent. They are blue muted triangle crossed with Farmer's Fire that he made himself. And we got 4 of those too, Tal. And that's one of the other reasons we're really stoked is that. And then some people might remember OC Grower. He lives out in California in Orange County and has access to a lot of shit. And he has a very nice setup, multiple grow spaces. So he makes his own seeds. Good friend of ours for the last 5 years or so. He sent us those other seeds there that are also regs. And they are I got to find a better word, but they're the Black Butter Reserve crossed with, there's Black Butter Reserve crossed with Black Lime Reserve crossed with Peanut Butter Belts. And so I don't know what to make of that or what's going to come out. So I never had any of those really. I had Peanut Butter Breath one time and that was it. So those 4, we got 4 of each. So we got 12 tests and we popped like 17 or 16 regs and we got 4 of each. I can't remember exactly what we did, but yeah. So I thought that was cool. And those are the ones we'll be testing. I'm excited, man. And I don't know a lot about like the back cross on a lot of them strains or the backstory. Like Farmer's Fire sounds great, but I don't know what it is really. I gotta go do some research.
I bet you they're all going to be killer. I know that that New England rock candy, everybody loves that plant, and it always looks pretty incredible, I must say. I'm sure Chef OMG is killer. I'm sure he's not, I'm sure it's going to be killer. I'm sure the OC Grower too has got killer. I'm sure it's going to be all awesome. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, man. And I can't remember. I think Chef said they were F2s. I'm not sure if that's good, bad, or different or whatever, because I don't really know, but I think he might have said F2. I'll have to look. I think it said F2 crosses, but maybe it was F1. I can't remember. But anyhow, we also have us in the feminized version. We have Lava Cake, 2 of those. We have 2 Grease Monkeys. And we have 2 of the, what's the other ones?
The Lava Cake.
Grease Monkey and Purple Tie. That's
Purple
it.
Tie,
2 of the
that's
Purple
it.
Ties. Those are feminized along with the. So it's pretty. Those are all from MSNL seeds.
So it
Yeah,
took me
those-
2 years to figure this out because I've always been scared to actually do the test. But that nugget just fell from my finger there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I made my bosses a lot more money than I thought I did in 2021.
Isn't that how it goes, man?
Yeah, because I just smoked a doober and I'm fucking stoned.
That's
Good.
awesome.
I was thinking it. Well, they had me, under the impression that it was hemp, but the whole time I had my suspicions for several reasons, which I will not get into now. But yeah, that so them videos you see of me, of them combines chopping down them big old plants I grew. Yeah,
Oh.
now I know why they went straight to Colorado for extraction. Wow.
Hey, just so you know, that Anova says Farmer's Fire is second generation genetics, which is DJ Short's son.
Ah,
That's pretty cool to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anova.
There's modern genetics. Cheers, buddy.
Tell him to release all his haze. He says he's got all the hazes.
Who says that?
DJ Short.
Oh, really?
Ah.
What did we grow? All right, dude. I think one of the best strains we grew in our last tent was Ghost Train Haze. Shit's like an orange. It's like smoking a sack of oranges, fresh squeezed
Yes.
orange, man. I mean, it is very, very citrusy, unlike anything I've ever had. Now, somebody might come along someday and hand me something that blows it out of the water, but up until now, I've never had a more tangerine citrusy kind of.
Yeah, I really like the citrus.
It's
on it.
you can taste it on your lips
The
like
orange
20
is
minutes
awesome.
later. How bad?
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of those orange candies that you get, those old fashioned, like my grandma always had them around. They were like gummy orange slices.
God, my mind is being fucking just blown right now. I guess it's a good thing for me that I ran out of weed event finally. So I was like, well,
That's
maybe I'll sift this shit.
Sift
But
it
I was
out, man.
What's that?
You got a bunch of it there. Shit.
Yeah, I just what do you call it? I just stripped these off the fucking. I had a couple plants, that were just in a damn what do you call them? A big garbage bag, like a fucking contractor's bag, and they've just been sitting in my fucking storage since harvest of 2021. And like I said, that even with that, I mean, the bud will still fucking stick to my finger and shit.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I was just gonna make some hash out of it and maybe catch a little bit of one of those CBD. I don't need to get high anymore feelings, but instead now I gotta fucking have to take a whole different approach to this.
There's some frost on that shit I seen he's holding. It looks like it'd make a nice sifter hash there.
And
He
I
has
see
a-
he's making really quick, nice work with those plants, man.
Oh, that's gone. That I've now took that out. Didn't take long at all.
No, it sure didn't.
This was if you remember, I was one day I was on your show and I was just stripping the lowers and just throwing them down in the soil.
Yep.
Yep.
This is one of them.
I remember, this whole grow, actually, this is kind of poetic a little bit here that you're finishing up, because I remember you building one of those pots live on the show here, which we ended up calling the Smart YouTube pot because it did so well. I had to tie my name to it. And so that's our inside joke. But no, seriously, like you built one of those pots, you put the cover crop in there. We watched it come up. We watched you put the plants in there and grow them all the way out. We watched you go through you had either thrips or spider mites. I can't remember now. Yeah, you battled those and got rid of those. Still got the harvest. I think you ended up maybe with a little bit of rot, or no?
Yeah, just in one cola on the 81 piece. That was actually in the smock pot. That
smock.
pot.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm also thinking to myself, I might even done it. The day I was messing around with that infrared lamp or heat or red light therapy light.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I blasted one of the colas on the Amy wine cheese with it. And maybe I just cooked it a little bit and got it a little bit too hot, and that was why only one of the colas had a bit of bud rot. So could have been all the water because I sprayed a lot of distilled water after I got the spider mites. Just kept rinsing it down. So, but yeah, this is what we're looking at now. It's a smoke pot, as you can see. It's got 3 blueberry muffins in here that went seed to soil and living soil. And they're encased in a ring of basil.
Yeah, that purple basil, huh?
I like it. It's beautiful. Is
It's
that what
really
that is?
purple, dude. That color is cool.
No shit. That's basil, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got green basil in here as well. I've got the lemon balm. I've got all the nice smelly stuff.
The
And,
holy
uh,
basil.
And I've also it's now got a load of ryegrass growing hairy vetch and some micro clover as well. It's all now coming through. Don't know if I can get it.
Right.
Yeah, I like this micro clover. You can see that there, all these little green dots. They don't really grow much bigger than that. But hopefully I'll just have a big green mat across here for everything to grow up. And like this one over here, I've got my chilies going. You're gonna have flowers on them all the time. So any predators that I want is gonna have a nice little home for them on here. And these are all gonna get plants or cannabis plants all growing up amongst all the cover crop and everything else. This has got dandelions and all sorts in it. This one is I went a little bit overboard.
Well, hey, you got chilies and you got basil, so you couple more cover crops, and you'll be able to make sauce and grow cannabis all at the same time, man.
Make some salsa.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think these chilies will keep going as long as I keep picking them. They'll just keep growing.
Is that how that works?
I think so.
Do they get flowers, little flowers? My one's outside. They're little white flowers. Yeah. They'll just keep coming probably.
I love chilies. I've got trays and got everything ready to go.
Well, here's a question for you. How do the chilies act when you switch from 12/12 to longer days and vice versa? When you're resetting your room and shit, if they make it from one grow to the next, do they act weird, or does photoperiodism not affect them at all? Same with the basil.
Yeah, I don't think it really affects them. I think they can, as long as you're giving them about 8 hours minimum. But I think, I've read up on when these are ready to harvest and stuff, and people are growing them in the Texas sun. So.
Oh, yeah. I was just curious if they would stop flowering for a while, maybe not give as much fruit or something, or maybe, I don't know. I was just curious. Shit runs through my head and I just kind of blurt it out sometimes.
I don't exactly know because I've never grown chilies before, and I'm now putting them back on 18. So I'm now going to give them an extra 10 hours. Maybe my chilies will get bigger.
Maybe
That'll be the consequence of giving them extra light. The chilies will just be bigger. Because as you can see at the moment, they're not the biggest of chilies.
Me say de.
Well,
Hey, I just wanted to say to Galaxy Solutions, they ask, has anybody have experience growing magic mushrooms from a spore syringe? And I want to say I had posted Seed Person One's link in chat to his Instagram. He has experience doing that, and he's done certain steps of that and showed us a how-to, and has all kind of information on that.
I was on a show that Green Table Gardens and Tanasi Gardens had a show on the Future Cannabis Project.
Psychonaut.
Yes.
Psychonaut, that's it.
Yes.
Psychonaut.
Yeah, because I seen
What
7-1.
you want,
Yes.
what
That's
you want
another
to do
one.
your mushrooms from a spore, sorry, is because the spores are a little bit more susceptible to contamination. You know, you got to germinate them and everything. I use these little jars with grain that go in a pressure cooker, but I've fixed like what's called an injection port and a breathable seal. So,
Yep, you can
so you
That's pretty
inject.
badass.
order
you
kits from
inject-
Tanasi that has the that are already
Sterile.
yeah, they're already sterile, and they have the ports on them. Then they'll give you a syringe of spores too a lot of times.
You know, I gotta shout out somebody. I'm not gonna say their name, but somebody who won a syringe thing from the Last Prisoner Project donated it over to me. So I'm gonna have to learn how to do that stuff as well, because I'm not gonna let it go to waste. That's for sure.
Hit up that Psychonauts channel, man. It's easy, or it's easier than you would think.
Right. That's what I need.
I'm gonna be trying my hand at inoculating the woods around here with some adolescents. Or I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah, I see that. Sorry.
I
to
won't
interrupt.
say the name, but someone came through for me, and I'm expecting something in the mail here any day.
It's the center of everything, mate. So it's going to be in the middle.
Look, there's Brian.
Hey, that's awesome news, Tao. Smart and I have been talking about this for a while, and we want to eventually do that too, because we're on the mushroom therapy. We seem to be having some really good success with it.
Yeah, I need to get back on my microdosing. I have some up in my room. I haven't done it in a bit. I probably should have been doing it all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was skeptical at first, but I'm a believer, and we really want to get onto it eventually, doing it for ourselves, growing it like medicine, like we're growing right there, the medicine.
Wow, Supreme Grape and Galaxy Solutions both won syringes at the Last Prisoner Project. And Table Gardens was listening in there and said that they were driving, but they said, "You're talking my language." And they put a bunch of mushrooms up. Cheers, Green Table. Safe driving. Cheers to everybody joining us in the chat. XYZ Vector's back.
Yeah, big love and
Yeah.
respect, Ians.
Well, yeah, I was in the middle of a job site. I had to get out of there first.
No doubt.
Hey, that's no problem. We're very flexible. You guys pop in, pop out. It's a revolving door ongoing party sort of situation here. The
Nice.
Smart and Crispy Show.
Driving down the road.
Oh,
You're out,
Yeah.
you're out in California, huh?
No, I'm back in Arizona.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in rush hour traffic here in Arizona.
You got to go out and meet Doc MJ and hang out with him a little bit there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I enjoyed myself.
I'm glad, man. He's a righteous dude, man. One of my mentors, longtime friends, and very interesting guy. He's fun to be around. If you're the kind that likes to talk, science and different things like that. We sat along the creek smoking a fat joint of, I believe, Amy Aces, if I remember correctly, talking about the hydrodynamics of why the water was flowing the way it did around these 5 different rocks and shit. And before I was thinking about I thought that was pretty cool. It's just it's fun to be around people that have interests like that.
Yeah, he has a great energy. It's infectious. And like Smart said, he's fun to be around, good people. Like, I'm sure all
he'll
of you
dodge
are.
you a little bit too. Anyways, yeah, he cooked some pizza. It was really good. I never had pizza with the sauce he used me.
The
That was
pesto?
really good. Yeah, I never had pesto before.
You had the pesto pizza. I hear it's
Yeah.
something to behold. That's pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah, it was good.
something I see Iceni swinging his buds over there, and
Beautiful, by the
everybody's-
way.
they look great. And this just brings me back to something I wanted to bring up today. Maybe, somebody we can all elaborate here. Shit. It's really tearing me up. That one got me by the
Talk about-
boo-boo, man. Anyhow, I seen a post on Instagram and some folks talking and stuff, and it was about controlling VPD to control mold. And it got me to thinking about how I think a lot of people, how do I put it? I feel like maybe they're putting too much into the VPD as far as how it can control mold, because from what maybe that I'm understanding how this works. So we run a high VPD in veg, so because you want more moisture in the air, and then we run a lower VPD in flower because you obviously want less moisture in the air. But we run the low VP, right?
So no, you got it backwards. Higher VPDs are drier.
Higher VP. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, over
Okay,
1.0.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so over 1.0. But the reason they were trying to, what it was, is it was a big misunderstanding on how, because if you change one of those factors, it's going to change your VPD. And the reason that they run the drier VP, the higher VPD in flower is because of the mold. It's not because that the plant's going to grow best at that VPD. Actually, you would have a much higher VPD, which is conducive for mold. And so I think what was happening was a lot of us were getting confused on that, man, and I still do. And there's a reason I'm bringing it up is because it's my understanding that once you change one of those, everything's out the window then, right? Like you can't just change the I don't know, something about the leaf surface temperature, and it got me all confused, right?
Just want to say, like, this one point is the leaf temperature part of
Is
that
the killer.
equation.
Yeah.
How are you getting that accurate leaf temperature? I mean, we have one of those readers, and it just seems lame and not accurate at all.
An IR,
Yeah,
the laser
yeah.
one,
Yeah.
Yeah,
why does it seem inaccurate?
Because it's all over the road, man. It'll change like 7 to 10 degrees just on
1 inch.
on a leaf that's at the same height. And it,
Ah,
it just
Well-
I didn't like,
Maybe like an off brand.
but it was one of the more expensive ones. None of them were real super expensive though. None
yeah,
of them,
did
you
you,
know,
Here's something you gotta keep in mind. Those IR sensors, they have lenses on them. So a lot of the sensors are set up for what are called wide angle, and that's why you get such a variation. You need a narrow angle.
You could get
That
close.
makes sense.
You can get close to the leaf too, and there's a different, there's different, what do they call it? Emis,
Emissivity.
yeah, that
Emissivity.
you could adjust. And I know I saved it somewhere, what you're supposed to have it. I think I don't know, maybe I'll try and find it, but yeah, you could set it for a plant life.
the way I understand VPD is more of a metric that will explain the transpiration capabilities of your plant, right? That's going to rely. VPD will tell us how much water your plant can process, right?
Very pretty.
Well, no, it's more of how dry the air is. It's how hard the air is trying to pull water from your plants.
Right.
Okay.
But one that we ended up coming to us, I always tell people, like, for a long time, we just do temperature and humidity without a leaf surface temperature. And how many fire ass grows have you done without checking VPD? I understand on like maybe a big commercial scale, that's probably more important. But my wife and I, we just focus on the two metrics. And usually when you get them right, everything else is pretty much falling in line. I don't know my leaf surface temperature, so I can't tell anybody, right? We can't. Really
Yeah,
tell
we
anybody.
don't like, cause, and then when we did get that thing and put it on, try to do the leaf temperature, and it was just so off, like I said, like it would, for like 1 inch, the temperature would vary. So I'm like, how
We got the
can
wrong
even-
one.
Yeah, well, now we know, and that's good to know, because I'm thinking, this this doesn't seem right. We're using it wrong or something's wrong here. It just felt wrong, but it's good to know that information. So we never really,
Look at that sift.
yeah, that's beautiful sift. Never
There you
really
go.
paid attention to that VPD like that.
No, and I just thought maybe it's something to ponder. I always try to get a little bit better understanding. It still gets it to me.
So I did do BPD long girl with a narrow lens or a very fine point lens on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I followed BPD like it controlled it, perfectly. And then I got mud rot. That was the time I got mud rot.
That
So-
sucks.
So BPD is not the end all be all. I mean, and I
Not
took
if you
that
can get
sensor
mud
down
rot.
and, like, yeah, I took the sensor down. I'm like, to hell with it. I'm not gonna do this thing.
You know what's cool though is whenever you come across the post and then you and like two other people end up in this side chat or messaging each other in a group chat talking about VPD, how it relates to mold and shit. It really does. Sometimes I'm scrolling through Instagram and it'll stimulate me thinking like, how the hell does that work? Like, here's a question. You guys can laugh at me for this one. This is where my brain leads me to. So we were watching the we were talking about taking clones, and I thought, well, this is something weird. Like when you cut a plant off of a branch, right? The whole life of the plant, those cells were always branch cells. Now that you've cut it, automatically those cells at the end of the cutting know to switch to a different kind of cell and make roots, right? And I thought to myself, wow, there's no brain in a plant. So what the hell's causing this to happen? Like what kind of magic's going on in a plant? And someone explained it to me like this: when you break your leg, you don't have to sit around and think for it to heal. It just does it. It's just part of nature. And I was thinking, yeah, I kind of feel dumb now for asking that question.
Stupid
You know?
question.
It's Michael Levin. Michael Levin. And he'll blow your mind.
Right on, man. It's always good to know shit. Like those kind of questions come up in my mind. I'm thinking, how does the plant know to start growing roots there? Like it just doesn't really. Hey, there's Art Man joining us. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, you guys are deep into the VPD. I'm gonna get my hip waders. I don't know, man.
That's right.
It's pretty deep. No, that's serious shit. But I don't really pay attention to it too much.
No,
I've struggled to get it, but I just try to keep temperature and moisture or humidity in somewhat of a range. That's all I can do.
Yeah. And usually
That's all any of us can do, really.
when we do that, I think we're hitting VPD targets anyhow. It's just
Yeah, ideally, but yeah.
Matt, that wasn't
Yeah, but towards
I'm sorry, go ahead, XY.
flower, towards flower though, you don't want to use VPD unless you got it cranked up to like 1.2 to 1.5. And it's so far outside the green zone then, so it doesn't
Yep.
matter.
On the chart, it's outside the green band. Yep. What was you gonna say, Kyle?
I was going to say that really wasn't a dumb question. Like, how does it know what to do if you take a stem? Because it's kind of like stem cells. I think when you do that to a plant, it's like undifferent. Like it builds a callus. Like if you're trying to root it,
Yep.
because like even Seed Person won when he did the upside down clone. So the conditions of where that cut was were conducive to making roots and keeping the plant alive. So that's where it produced the roots,
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go. It's not that. Yeah, that wasn't just the cut of a branch that healed over, like common, it just does it.
Yeah.
I think it's different factors where if it's wet and moist, it'll be something different, and if it's dry and above ground, it'll just heal over or seal up, whatever. So yeah, that wasn't a dumb question, I don't think.
Dude, it's I should
Thank you.
thank you for validating my
There you go.
Go over things like that. Deep in thought. I'll usually really stoned.
Yep.
ended up leading us down the clone talk again too, where was given the advice to make sure I take my cuttings at the node, that those stems are up by far and away, or those cells are by far and away more prone to turn into root cells quicker and easier than anywhere else, you know?
I think that's true too, yeah.
So that's
I
something-
always cut, like I take that side branch cut and I make sure that is next to the 45-degree angle. So that whole mass is underneath the ground. I
Yeah.
try to do that anyway, when there's enough, but yeah, the thicker or the more surface area that you're going to have trying to grow roots, I think the better.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. Do you guys take your clones, take your cuttings? Do you scrape the outer bark a little bit, or do you not do? Do you think it hurts more than it helps? If you do,
Definitely scrape it.
All you
Definitely.
split it down the middle with a knife.
Oh shit.
You split it down the center, hardcore, you said?
That is hardcore.
I like it.
I put a few slices in with a razor blade, so it's like you push it in, and it's like barbed, so it won't pull, so it grips if you try and pull it out, because it's
Woody.
yeah, you get what I'm saying. Just put little slits down either side of it.
This is good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Art Man, you scuff yours up, man?
Yeah, I scrape down the side. I don't cut it I don't slice. I do put a 45-degree angle. Try to get a node in there if I can.
Now, do you
But as
cut
far as
underwater?
that,
I'm sorry.
no, I don't cut underwater. No, not at all. I've
So I'll
never
take
done
them
that.
all, split them like this. I can cut my hand off on you.
Oh, just don't, I don't want to see blood.
Yeah,
on
let's not do that.
Yeah,
Something like that on the bottom.
yeah, I see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And scrape.
Okay.
That's
I've
And
never
you scrape
split mine.
too. I never did any of that.
It just gives it more surface area. And I don't
Right.
always do it necessarily, but I tend to have okay.
That's where you put your arrowhead and wrap it with buckskin sinew,
Yeah.
buckskin. That's what you did. No, that's good advice, man. I like that. I see these.
Tal says you don't do any of that. You just,
No, but I cut them underwater. That was a practice I adopted a long, long time ago, and I still do it.
So let me
Really,
ask
you cut underwater?
Yeah, I have a
I've
little.
never really even heard of that.
It's called the
Wow.
Sip of Life. I have the PDF of that thing too. I found that out like 1980 something or whatever it was.
Oh,
And
you
it's
always
just
have the PDF for everything. You're like the power man.
I'm just and it's just a force of habit, I guess now.
I love it, man.
I do too. And it was probably you, but Smart and I have heard that,
Somebody told me cut them longer than you want, and then you can go over and put them underwater and cut them the second time where you actually want to go across the node,
Yeah,
But
that's
then I
what I
heard
do.
somebody tell me that they had worked in a commercial grow where they would take 40 or 60 clones at one time. It would take them 20 minutes to get them all off, and they would take them and they wouldn't cut them underwater, and they was getting 99% success rate. So I'm thinking, is it bullshit or is it not?
It probably is. It probably doesn't help much, but it can hurt. So
Exactly.
Hey.
I know what
Well,
can
they'll
happen
get
if they
an
take a
air-
bubble of air.
that's what I'm.
Yeah, but I get almost 100%. I get
Yeah.
almost 100% of my clones, so and I don't cut underwater. I think it's an unnecessary step.
I
but
think you're
with all due respect.
no, I think you're probably right. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what they said. You leave you cut the clone longer than you want, like by 2 or 3 inches under the node you want to actually cut. Then you take it to like a bucket of water and you cut it under there, under the water. But you still got to come out of the bucket to go into the thing. So if it's that detrimental, isn't that where it would go? It would suck, because I guess the transpiration, the capillary action is pulling water up through the leaves, and if you wait too long, you'll get an air bubble in there. And that's called, what's it called when it gets in your blood?
Embolism.
Embolism.
It's an
Yeah,
embolism.
you get that there. You'll get the damn embolism, man. Curtains for
Well, I take my glass of water over to the mother plant and I cut the clones off. I put them in the glass of water immediately, and I cut another one, put it in the glass of water, and then transfer it to my bench. And you can set it there all night if you wanted to.
I put
And
as many
it
of
would-
them as I can in my mouth until I get to my glass of water.
I don't do the mouth thing.
I like
Is
the
that
mouth
Ryan? Was that Ryan?
Yeah, that was
Okay,
fun.
Ryan.
Put it in your mouth. Oh, I'll stop right there.
I get it.
I've seen as a guy's SOPs, he leaves them in the water overnight to soften up the stems so that when he puts his cloning solution or gel or powder, it's more easily absorbed by the plant. And I've done that. It seems to not hurt. And they definitely won't get stressed out if they're just sitting in that water like that.
We got worms moving in another one.
Oh,
There you
shit,
go.
I see it. Hey, here's what we had luck with, and I think a couple of people, I don't want to say it, they were telling us we might not want to continue with that practice, is the inkling I got. Maybe they were trying to be nice, but anyhow, we've taken thus far, because you guys know we grow from seed, don't have a lot of space, blah blah blah. We don't do a lot of clones, and so we've only ever taken like a dozen clones. I would say 2/3 of them lived, and we just kept them around long enough to see, all right, they're living, they're going, they're growing, and we kind of had to get rid of them. But
And they were strictly experiments at the time too.
right, but the point being is that we had our most success by taking a solo cup with good, freshly, properly buffered cocoa, putting a pencil down in there like 4 or 5 inches deep, 2/3 of the way to the bottom, cutting the clone and sticking it in there and then just keeping it wet. And then like 2 weeks later, we started checking the holes and we'd start seeing roots popping everywhere. We seem to do better like that than just putting them in water. And we don't have an arrow cloner is not warranted for the 2 or 3, 4 clones we might take here or there. So we're just going to do it one of the old fashioned ways, but we did scrape them a little bit too. So that's about our extent,
Well, this one, I just put it in the dirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I seen he did.
Well, you can do that. Well,
Yeah.
the seed person did one in sand. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put it
he
in
did.
sand.
Another one.
So, I mean, you can do it, but I
Yeah.
personally,
Another one.
I'd like some kind of a block. You can control the moisture.
Is it Johnny Candace?
Something.
I think it's Johnny Candace Cedar that over on Eagle Garden Show. Cheers to
Mhm.
Eagle, them guys. He does the sand culture or whatever, I think.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Sand tech, maybe it's called.
Here's a bunch of clones I let go to flower. I quit giving them something I like.
You know what? I see a really interesting topic on taking clones. I don't really take that many clones, but I watched a dude who's he takes cuttings off plants that are really hard to clone, and the method he uses is just sphagnum moss or sphagnum in a tote. It's just wet, and he just throws the cuttings in the tote and just leaves them. He doesn't actually do anything. No, he doesn't. It's just, and it's a reusable, like the sand tech as well, and it's reusable. You
Yeah.
just rinse it out the next
I
time.
haven't
and go
watered
again,
these
but-
ones in like a month.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, they
Half of them are rotting away.
the sphagnum is the part of the peat bog that is up on the top layer, from what I understand. In the regular peat moss is down below. It's compacted and more.
I thought sphagnum hung from trees.
I
No,
thought,
That's really airy and fluffy, isn't it?
yeah. From
They get it all in like from one place up in Canada.
Yeah, it's like
Or New Zealand.
17% of their ground cover is sphagnum moss, peat moss, or whatever. You might be right, Art Man. Maybe some of it does grow from trees, but I thought it was like the top layer, and then the other layers underneath are different. But I bet that would work good because it holds a lot of moisture. I seen. There's a good bit of air in there. The moisture to air ratio and shit. It sounds like that would be. It's just one of the things. Different people have really good methods that they understand well and get success with.
Well, my logic was if he's using this for the most hardest plants to take clones off and it's working successfully, it's just a no-brainer,
Yeah.
It's gonna work for us and our purposes. And yeah, I do like the totes. If you can get a clear tote, that's a giant humidity. I was growing mushrooms in a tote, and I was putting my clones in the same tote as my mushrooms.
Right on. I know one other dude that does that, and he's a biologist. Yeah, and he grows penis envy right in with his clones, man. all in a dome, just like you're saying. He actually has a blurple light over top of him. Still to this day, he uses a blurple light over top of him. Microbiologist or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's also providing CO2 for your room,
Yep.
you know, and the mushrooms as well. They love the 12 and 12.
Cool, man.
Smart. You were right
Ew.
about the moss. That moss is you were right. There's like 380 species of sphagnum, but they're all called bog moss and quacker moss. So
That's
you were
cool.
correct. I can't remember what the stuff hanging from the trees in Florida is. I don't know what this like.
What is it?
Oh, is that Spanish? Okay. But you were
Spanish
correct.
moss. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, I picture like, you know, those big houses on a plantation and the weeping.
There you go.
And that
Exactly.
moss hanging from the weeping willow trees.
Firelight stuff.
But not anymore.
That moss that's in the woods I seen on them survival shows, you know, the shit that grows on the ground real thick like a carpet. You can pick that up, man, and squeeze the water out of it right into your mouth because the roots have already like filtered it real good and shit. Not that I'm out squeezing that shit, but I thought it was cool. That moss, man, is good shit. What kind of moss is that? We know the name of that.
That is it.
Oh.
That is the sphagnum moss. Yeah,
It can get real slippery too, man, you know?
it's so comfortable though to.
They make
sit down on
shower,
that.
they make shower mats or like bathroom carpets out of
Yep,
that.
I seen that.
Yeah, and if you got to sleep on the ground in the woods, you want to be sleeping on that. Just put some
It is
plastic
soft.
down.
It's comfortable.
Soft.
But I could find some if I go in the woods quick. But
I was reading the thing today. It said that, you know, back in the day, people used to get sent, they would get tuberculosis, man, and they would send them to like out to the country, to the mountain ponds and shit to live. Well, they didn't realize it, but now they realize that the ponds, this is probably common nature or common knowledge to most people, but they had like the xenophol number 5 and all these different compounds that the pine trees release, man, and it was good for those people's lungs. It's a known thing that clears your lungs real nice. And back then they just knew the fresh air. They used to tell people fresh air will do you good. They didn't realize that they were going to a place with a lot of that compound flying around in the air. That's cool. That's when
Static.
yeah, science comes together there with
Electricity.
nature. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. It is
It
pretty
is cool.
Cheers to the chat, Captain Blackheart, Dave Martin. Happy Cultivator has his own show. Everybody should go sign up for Happy Cultivator's channel.
I put links in the chat. Feel free to share your links, and if you're looking for followers or just
He says they just
support
started
each other.
he started a project with Oregon Elite and dropped seeds, close to 100 different strains, countless phenos. It's going to be interesting. So there you go. A lot of people will be interested in seeing that.
Oh yeah, big things are happening for Happy. Running the shop and growing some buds, and I suggest you check out his channel. And
If you
Good
guys were
timing.
here, he went to the back room of the grocery store
Yeah.
he's working at, and look at Ryan. He's building like a what are you building over there, man? Is that drainage or a prep shelter?
oh,
He's got his ice auger out.
I see
that's
that.
pretty wild. I love it.
I know that's a bog that he works in, and it gets flooded in the spring or certain times of year. I'm wondering if he's trying to control that there with some, or is he just trying to harvest some of that low bog shit, which is probably the more reasonable answer.
I'm doing several things at a time, kind of.
Cool.
I am harvesting this shit, which I will I will process it into clay. There's you just kind of let it soak in water, and there's a process to extract the clay out of it. But this is my hand dug well here, and I'm down to the point where it's really muddy at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that where that light color is right there.
Yeah.
That's the water table.
Yep, that's a layer of it's really sulfuric smelling because it's all like decomposed plant matter and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm actually past that point. Like this is right now, this is a The bottom is probably
China.
No,
4.5, maybe probably 4 feet below this. It's just, and that's just the hard bottom.
Oh, wow.
Like I can't do this with one hand or these. It gets really compressed after you get down there a little ways.
Oh, I'm sure, man. I'm
that's
sure.
badass, Ryan. That is really cool. Hardcore. You definitely live up to that name.
Like I'll the water aquifer, like the water, or like what I'm aiming for is down another, I think 10 feet. Because right now it's about maybe 8 feet worth of black dirt, and then there's that layer of that sulfuric shit. And I'm kind of saving that too, just because the plants fucking love it. You know, it just dissolves right in water.
Nice, man.
And it works kind of like IPM too. It's like spraying your plants with sulfur all the time, you know?
Yeah,
Fucking,
that's
but
cool.
I have to put a microscope on and see what it consisted of. But like, it's like the consistency of a hard-boiled egg yolk.
Ah,
That's wild.
very compact under all that layers and water. And
Oh,
Well, it's not though. It's you know, you can take an egg yolk and pinch it in between your fingers or whatever.
oh, yeah.
Where,
And it's not clay.
well, it is. I think a lot of it might be. I'll know. I guess I'm not sure. When I do my process my clay, I'll do one of these separate and see if there's any difference. But yeah, I mean, and it just reeks like sulfur now when I do that, or like rotten eggs.
oh yeah.
And then this, you know, like, but I like doing it, and I don't know if you
Look
could tell
at
them.
you, man. He's living it up over there. That's awesome.
That is cool.
I'll just sit here with my auger with nothing in it, and I'll you know, spin it around just to mix the get the suspended shit into the water, and then don't tell the DNR, but the guy just doesn't really matter. But I throw my compost in here too. That's how I just make my compost extract. Is all
Oh, cool.
throw compost in there and stir it up really good, and then I have extract technically.
And then you just water your plants with that.
Got a sump pump in here, and
That is
I
badass.
could drain this thing wicked quick now because I just got my other sump pump going. You could take me like, I just have this little tiny one that I usually use, and it would usually take like an hour damn near to drain it. But there's like, I don't know, 300 gallons in there probably, and that's enough to get all my plants watered, and then some. But
Dude, that's freaking cool. You drop your sump pump in there. You got suspended. You got like a homemade tea or whatever you want to call it, built right in, coming out at a nice temperature, good dissolved oxygen, I would imagine.
it's got this bad baby going. I bet I could empty that thing out in 3 minutes, versus this little thing that's in here takes fucking, they say,
I'd
an
be doing
hour.
the same shit if I lived there, man. I dig it.
Or, you know, like, or my plant ferments, I'll throw those in there.
I never would have thought of that. That's a good idea, digging down like that, man.
Well,
Yeah.
initially I was just chasing the pond, because the
Yeah.
pond, this was the lowest spot, and I, you know, for the longest, once the pond disappeared, because like the pond would go to like the top of these little stairs I've been
I see
making.
it. You got the
I'll take that
Coliseum.
clay shit and I'll just put layers of it on top of each other, and this will be hard clay where it'll I imagine it can be underwater in the spring, and it probably will be fine. I don't know.
Good
I do
deal.
agree. But yeah, like I'd be in like it'd be up to my hips right now where I'm standing. But I was just chasing the water, and then eventually I started digging a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. It's like, one day I had a wild hair, and I fucking looked up the aquifer. It's like there's most counties in most states will have maps
Yeah.
that'll tell you the
Water
well depth.
table.
Water depth, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I found the water depth for my region when I was in New York.
We
And
have around here, they have a big warning, be careful because of the Industrial Revolution. Everything's pretty much polluted with high levels of sulfur.
Yeah,
Even
like,
if
I'm
you
really
don't
embarrassed
smell
to
it.
even show this right now. Like eventually I'll have it where got a berm going all the way around it, so water won't flow into it. And
Yeah.
I'll have a cover over it and everything. But
Those aquifers are cool, man. It's nice. It's nice to know that information, isn't it? Hey, you guys get your water report too, man. If you ever look at that thing, it can be scary. There's actually there's little bits of like really bad stuff, and I can't remember some of the names of this shit now. They were like really heavy metals, and I guess it's pretty much everywhere.
black
Every water table
phosphate
comes
and
back.
everything.
Bromide and shit, or
Benzene and shit like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
pharmaceuticals and everything in there. It's like, oh my god, this is we've really.
Well, I know the water that is here is really nice and clean and clear, because there's a just I mean, and I don't need to do this. Like I say, there's what do you call it? Perpetual well, just like 30 yards from me right now,
Yep.
where the well just constantly runs and fucking like there's a river and shit pretty much. And I could have just tapped into that, but
Hey, there's this. I'm looking at my water report right now, and it says radioactive is one of the things. It says gross alpha
Uranium.
particles, radium-226, radium-228, and total uranium. And then at the end, it says the major source of this is decay of natural and man-made deposits. But I guess all of them are in, I'm going to say this very loosely, acceptable ranges. And then we have inorganic chemicals like nitrates, barium, fluoride, mercury, asbestos, cyanide, and then there's different. Oh my god, it's crazy.
you ever heard the Elements song?
What's that?
You ever heard the Elements song? You just
Is
reminded
that
me.
a song that teaches you the different elements of
Yeah, there's a guy in a black
periodical-
tie, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm imagining him wearing a black tie.
I think I have actually. Yeah, I've heard it. Little ditty that teaches you the
Or Hard and
Elements.
Firm has the pi song that tells you all the digits of pi.
I did not
It
hear
goes
that
on
one.
forever.
Yeah, Hard and
It
Firm.
goes on. It's
Iceni. Are you panning for gold? What is that?
I know that. I was wondering.
What the hell? Well, I'm over here reading a water report like an idiot. What's going on? I don't even know what's going on.
Give me that thing.
Hey, one thing before we go, I want to say one thing failed my water report, and it really yanked my eye over there. It's the only thing that didn't meet or exceed compliance standard, and it's called this total. It's haloacidic acids. So whatever that is, we didn't pass for that.
It's just
Look at this.
Oh,
fully extracted. So yeah, it's just in here. It's got the last little bit of alcohol left in there, tiny little bit.
RSO.
And that's what it came from. And I ran it through a distiller, and it reduced it down to this.
that's wild.
Hey, last time he was on here, he was brewing up your own pub style stuff. Remember? He was having a nice
Yes.
drink going. There it is. You always got your hands in cold
Awesome.
Yeah, this is kefir water, and it's fermented kefir grains. They're in this jar here in the bottom there. You feed them sugar, they ferment it, and eat all the sugar and put loads of probiotics into the water. Then you add a little bit more sort of sugar or fruit, and you ferment the thing, and basically you just get an amazing fizzy drink out of it. You can put in whatever you want, but I went to the bother of extracting strawberries. So yeah, I flavoured my kefir water with natural strawberry extract,
That's
which is
pretty freaking awesome.
I'm getting into all this sort of do-it-yourself stuff.
I
Next
love
thing
it.
I'm going to be doing making my own vanilla extract. So
It's cool.
do you know how expensive this stuff is?
Yes,
This is
I do.
Yes.
It's amazing. I saw one sprig at the store, one vanilla bean for like, it was in a whole jar. I'm like, why would they put one bean in a whole jar? It was like $19 or something for one big ass vanilla bean.
And some of
that's right.
those activities can be a lot of fun to keep your mind occupied if you're going through some stuff. I find it to be very therapeutic to make that stuff.
What was that shit?
Well, this was, I brought this from the
I agree.
shop, and it's vanilla extract. It's supposedly organic. It was quite expensive. It was like $10 for this little bottle, and it was shit. Totally shit. You couldn't taste it or anything, and I put loads in it as well. So I just thought I'll borrow it because I love the cream sodas and things like that.
Can we grow vanilla bean? Where does that shit grow? Because that shit is
Well,
expensive, man.
I get mine
Well-
from Mexico.
It grows on orchids. It's a type of orchid.
I didn't even know.
That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah, I think so. It's the same as saffron.
Hmm.
Fuck,
Okay.
you're right. That's the real cash crop right there.
There you go.
Do you know what I reckon? If we as what we do, I mean, we alter our environments to suit what we want. So there isn't a reason why we couldn't do the same for another species of plant.
Welcome back to the Smart Poker Vanilla Bean and Saffron channel.
get rich once a year.
It rolls off the tongue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's that's crazy.
Yo, I cannot find that Sip of Life PDF. I've been looking. That's why I've been so quiet.
What are you looking? Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's all right, Tal. We're not gonna hold you to it. I just think it's cool
Alright.
to come up with a lot of that. You know what'll happen? You'll come across it in a day or two whenever.
I know. Oh, yeah. But I still like being able
Yeah,
to
well,
find things I'm looking for.
but you just moved, Cal. You're not going to find it.
Ah, that's your
Good
phone.
point.
Hey, Smart,
Yo,
put me on center. Put me on center for a
I
minute.
got you. Give me 1 second. I'm rolling up some fucking. I got my wife wanted to get us coffees. I'm rolling a joint. I should have made somebody. That's why I should be making somebody co-host, but I always forget.
I leave for 2 seconds. What happened?
I messed up. Art man was. I didn't put make.
Okay, these are my clones. I just want you guys to see them this week. So by next week, you'll see how fast they grow.
Well, those last.
They're only about 3 inches tall. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to see that. Just note it.
I love it.
And
So,
if you,
so next
all
week
rem-
we'll see.
Yep.
in Artman, if I remember correctly, the last show you had showed us the roots, so we got to see the roots
On the little
on the
blocks.
block.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
did.
your
You're
little
right.
building blocks, yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
I
I
love
can't wait.
following along. And I'm glad you did that because now it's documented at the 8:30 hour almost. We'll be able to come back and check because it's fun to see those changes from even just from like a Wednesday to a Sunday,
Absolutely. Well, this system, it grows very, very fast. I just
Yeah.
wanted to note it. You'll
How's
see.
the other ones doing, man? The ones
Oh,
that
they're
do-
jumping up. They're jumping up. They're doing great. Everything's
the
looking
dark?
good. Yeah, they're dark now. Yeah. It shuts off right at 6. Your show starts at 6.
Ah, I got you.
I hate
But Sunday you'll see them.
But yeah, it's one thing about having a show in the evening and then one in the afternoon is at least you may be hitting one show with the plants.
Yeah.
That's right. You cover everybody, or a lot of us
Yeah.
anyway.
But yeah, XYZ was talking earlier how like just a few days of difference of just not seeing your plants and then they just are bolting into your lights and that happens quick. These plants
Oh,
are
I saw that. His
Very-
went crazy, didn't they? They shot right up. It didn't take long
Yeah,
either.
I had to bend them down. I'm just trying to get home before 6 p.m. That's all.
On the road again, huh?
Yeah, XY is always hard working, man. Dude's always on the road working. And then when he's not working, how's your system coming along, XYZ? I know you've been putting in some hours.
Yeah, I got all my hardware to mount all the pumps and stuff and all the plumbing. That just came today, so I'll be hard at work tonight.
I want to remind everybody to make sure you come back Sunday. We're going to have Farmer Freeman joining us. We're going to take some live samples off of those plants that are on our screen. And we're going to ask some questions on how that process is. What do they do in the lab, things like that. And then we had them on last year or, a while back. And it was,
It's a lot of fun.
they were just talking
Yeah.
to HL, the hop laden viroid was just coming out then. So I wanted to ask him, how's that coming along and what do they test for? How often are they seeing positives and shit? I'm not sure what he's allowed to share, but I want to ask questions and hopefully all of our friends will come up with some questions. And if you're in the chat and you put them down, we'll try to get them read out loud. That way we understand.
Yeah, and special thanks to Artman for setting that up with us. for
Yeah,
us.
doing the legwork and getting the emails.
Pretty awesome.
Hey, he's a nice guy.
Or something. I thought it, oh no, it's tire popped. Something happened.
Yeah.
Thought I heard fucking,
Gunshots. Fucking
As long as
drive.
it's not a gunshot, yeah.
Oh, damn. Hey, they're saying nice oil in chat, Icini, that looking mighty fine. It's thick,
Black
like-
gold.
Texas
Well,
tea.
Yeah, this is the ready stuff. It's a shame I can't give this to my wife, but she would lose her shit. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
that's probably too potent.
yeah. Well, she don't like the THC, but this still hasn't been activated yet. Theoretically, I still want to stick this in the oven and decarboxylate it because I think decarb that didn't decarb at first. I prefer to do it after. But you can
Removing
see
the
that-
alcohol doesn't decarb it? I thought you had to raise the temperature to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't get because the alcohol boils off at round about 78 degrees. There's not enough to decarbonate it.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll stick this little dish here in the oven, and for the required time, I have to look that up, but it's about 100 and I can't remember what it is exactly. But I got one of those little probes that just sit in there, rock out in the oven, and basically when that gets up to a certain temperature, you can see it start bubbling away, and it's done when it stops bubbling, because that's the bubbling is the actual conversion from THC to THCA or whatever it is. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but yeah.
I think you're right, yeah. Cool, thanks.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Hell yeah. It's beautiful.
Got them out.
I've been thinking about making some myself.
This is what I used. Which is really weird that I'm able to get hold of this because I didn't think I was allowed to buy it in this country. But
Huh,
apparently,
I don't know if we can.
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not even sure if I got it off Amazon.
Maybe the people in chat will know if we can buy that stuff here,
Yeah, I don't know.
or maybe somebody else on the panel.
It's because I think that the strongest sort of alcohol we're allowed to get in the shops is sort of 45-50%. If you're buying a bottle of spirits.
You don't have no Everclear down there?
Sorry?
You don't have
Everclear.
Everclear out there?
No, we don't have Everclear.
Oh, you have a restrictions on the alcohol percentage or whatever.
Yeah.
you want
Yes,
to say
sir.
goodbye to Bambi? Bambi's mom?
Oh, they hit a deer.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that's horrible. No, my
No,
wife,
we don't want to see the Bambi.
my wife
Thanks.
would get upset.
There's a good backstrap right there though.
Yeah, hopefully somebody will eat it, man. That's horrible. That breaks my heart. I hate to see anything get hurt like that, man. At least it's dead, not suffering. I will say that.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't a person hanging out the front of the vehicle because I
That's true
thought I
too.
heard a vehicle hit something.
Hey, I'm driving to work this summer, man, and a deer ran right into the side of my truck. Like it must have been hauling ass.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there was only 2 feet between me and the woods. You know, I'm driving along. That right as the sun's coming up, boom. Lucky I had my window down because it turned my mirror on my old truck clear inside the car and touched the cab. It would have blew my window out and everything. But sometimes it's an unavoidable thing. But you know, the deer ran away, but it was shaking its head like it just took a Mike Tyson knockout punch, man. And I was so worried. I was thinking if it broke a jaw and I couldn't sleep that night, dude. I was like, this thing might be down there.
Yeah, he was.
I said it might have broke a jaw and now I can't eat, or they might have little ones and can't nurse them. And it fucked me up, man, for a little bit. And I was like, damn, you know.
When I was a teenager, we were cruising down a gravel road. There's like 4 of us in the car, and a buck hit the front corner of the vehicle, and then it did a 180.
Yep.
And like it did a 360 because what it wanted to do was jump off and jump away from the truck, but instead it jumped right back into the vehicle, and it got its antlers in the passenger's door window, and like thrashed its head for a couple seconds, and then fucking got, then like actually turned around and left. But it ran away. We went and looked for it. We couldn't find it.
They could take a hit.
Damn.
Like it hit.
I'm sure he died. It probably died of internal
Yeah.
whatever. But no, like just last night when I was here, there's a group of 3 fawns that are traveling together now. I'm guessing that their mothers had the same fate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. You know, it's an unfortunate thing.
I'd rather see. I don't know.
I don't want to see nobody, like you said, at least it wasn't a person, man. But yeah, them things there sometimes, like I'm pretty safe driver. I always look right ahead. I don't really try to speed when I'm going through them areas, so I can have a little more control. But man, when they bust out, like when people say I didn't see it coming, I know exactly what they mean. But
yeah, I've only got 2 of them in my long career. It was a Minnesota driver. My mom sold like a dozen cars. She came around a corner one time in a little Ford Probe, and she ran into a herd of like, the DNR said there must have been like 100 in the herd.
Oh my!
It looked like her car had been in like football hail.
Yep. I've seen that big 30, 40 herds coming through the cornfields, man, and it's wicked. It's something you could hear. It's like a stampede. Oh, it'll blow you away. But I know exactly what you mean. That's unfortunate, man. At least your mom's okay and everything like that. But yeah, that's that oil I seen. Did you put that in the oven with the lid on it? Was you putting the lid on there? You're on the mute.
Fuck, I'm surprised I didn't have a heart attack. I just had 2 fucking.
I just covering it up to protect it from dust. I'm not going to put it in the oven yet. I just can't be. It's a bit late, and I can't be bothered. So
I got you.
And maybe I might even be able to get if I'm trying to get someone to maybe even myself, I'll actually sample some that's not activated and see but I need someone that ain't got a tolerance really. So then if I don't activate it, maybe my wife can get some benefits without activating it. So I don't have to worry about getting just CBD. I can just
God, I'm kind of wishing I was a real man. I'd be eating backstrap right now.
Hey, I was a little bit heartbroken when you said you couldn't get that extract machine, man, because that would be wouldn't that be perfect for making what you're doing there? Am I correct in thinking?
Yeah, because it's purposely built for it. But at the end of the day, the setup I'm using it's sufficient for what I need. So it's not like
It's not like you don't know how to do it and you don't have the means to do it because you're already making it. Thank God for that. You're already knowing how to do those steps. It would just make your life easier. And that's unfortunate. But it makes me feel good to know you got that down. Your product looks fire. You know what you're doing. And You're
Well,
growing.
that's only my really my second attempt at it. So I think the first time I actually done it was on your show last time. Or I think I might have been washing it at the time, maybe filling up the jar. I can't remember what I'd done, but yeah, it's only the second time I've done it. It's pretty straightforward. That's not easy. I'll be able to come on one of your shows if you like, and it only takes me about 30 minutes.
Yes.
Well, just to get the distillation part, but I can
Yes.
get
That would
into
be
that.
great. Because you know what, I would like to do that eventually, try that. Someone in chat put that Everclear is pricey. I didn't know you could still get that, but back in the day, that shit used to be real cheap.
Yeah,
I mean, we would buy it like, and you would get everybody at the party all wrecked up.
you get a gallon of
Kids.
that, gallon of juice, and
Yeah.
dump out a fifth of it and fill it up, or a pint and fill it up with that, and good to go, man. I know people used to empty it out into a cooler and just dump a bunch of Kool-Aid in a cooler.
Yeah.
Come up with a cup and get yourself a load, man.
And you know, 7-1
It hurts.
been on.
Oh, it hurts, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
hurts bad. Everclear is one of the worst things I've ever, the worst stories I have.
Yeah, me too. Take a shot of it
You
raw,
just
man.
gotta drink just one drink and drink it over an hour and a half time. You got to pace yourself, not be a knucklehead and just gulp it down,
Or you can
right?
just drive your car on it, whichever you
Well,
decide.
right. Yeah. But anyway, I wouldn't drink that shit. No way. But that's what I would like, that we can get a hold of that. I guess they sell it in the state store.
It's behind the counter now.
and-
That's not out on the, you have to ask
Right.
for it.
But 7-1 DPO had done just that, you know, recently on one of our shows. So Smart and I are talking about that. We'd like to
That-
eventually give that a go. And if you would be willing to come on the show and do that, that would be cool.
Yeah,
We'll have to schedule that sometime. Man.
Oh,
look at that.
that's the finished. That's mixed up with or diluted with MCT oil. This is my attempt to recreate what I was buying or what you can buy from the shops. You know,
Just
it's
so everybody, the MCT oil, so they know that's like a coconut oil, right? A medium chain triglyceride.
Medium
Yeah.
chain or multi-chain.
carrier oil. Yeah.
And that looks like some nice clear stuff right there, man. It looks like some really righteous stuff, you know? I want to try it. We
I
gotta
do
try it.
too. I
That and the
do.
mushrooms, man. Now I'm hooked and we're gonna
I
have to
do
try it.
want to. I keep pestering. Eventually, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
You sons of bitches, I'm in. That's what the dude said. You sucker me in, man. What's that, XY?
Keep on squeaking, Crispy. You'll get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm in.
um,
Hey, it looks
I
like
really want to do, but I know we'll get ourselves. I don't want to get to the point where I'm getting myself into too many things and then they just suffer. Because I do want to be putting all of the attention into the mushroom. Things have to be sterilized and stuff like that. which
I'm
is-
getting into everything like there's no time left. So I've got to do it all right now.
behind, yeah. Why
everybody's.
not now? Do it now, this winter maybe.
We got a lot of friends that are very well versed in these things and can help us along, and for that I'm grateful, you know.
Yes.
And it looks like XYZ. I don't know what kind of hot rod you're pimping over there, but I feel like I'm in the Starship Enterprise. Look at that thing right there. Is
Pretty
that like,
cool.
what is that on your dash? It looks like a headrest in reverse.
You know?
Yeah, it's a
Perception
Camaro.
is
So,
everything.
guys,
Perception is
Right.
everything, XYZ. It looks much different.
Smart thinks he's getting on the massage table and
That's what it looks like. It doesn't, it looks big. Like, where's your steering wheel, bro? And there it is.
right back here.
You got them self-driving cars, it looks like.
You just start swearing at people.
But yeah, it's a Camaro, so it's really low to the ground and it's hard to get out of. But
Dude,
It
that's
goes
a
back.
pimp wagon, man. I didn't know you had a Camaro. What year is it? Can I ask?
yeah, 2019.
Nice. Look at you. What engine's in that?
Oh my.
just the 6.
Okay, that's still
I
pretty
couldn't-
sweet, man.
I wasn't allowed to get the 8, man. I'd wrap it around a pole, or I'd wrap myself up in some other car.
You'll poke
Not
your eye
allowed.
out. Yep, you'll
Yeah.
poke your eye
Well, at
out.
least someone has some sense.
Oh,
I'm
see,
just saying.
she's looking at me shaking her head like, don't even think about it. Yeah, XY, I love your car, man. I dig it. Looks cool.
Well, I just need to install a big like I don't know, big like horn right here, so that way, if I do get too rowdy, I'll just smack it a little bit and remember not to speed.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah, gotta just be safe, you know? There's a time and a place, and when the circumstances come together and you're safe, every now and again, you gotta feed your ride a little speed, right? Or at least that's what Smart's been
Well,
telling me.
I don't know if you can see them off in the distance, but there's mountains out there, and they have some of the best roads to just take this car out on and let it loose.
well, it looks
Lot of
like you're in the right spot right there, straight away.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, everything's straight in Arizona, at least
Yeah.
in Phoenix.
I think about that.
They don't have a curved road.
Yeah, it's all straight. I think about that part in the Cheech and Chong where he's grabbing gears. He says first gear, whoa, second gear. He's really ripping down the road. And it would say every now and then you gotta feed some speed to your ride,
Yeah.
XYZ, every now and again, right?
That's right.
That's what I tell my wife when I get on we have a little 4-cylinder 2.0 car, and I'll tromp it down and I'll look out and say, every now and again, babe, you got to feed some speed to your ride. And then it's like maxed out really quick. I need to get, oh, that's funny.
It's just, and you're doing 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. I'll even reach over and hold on to her like she's gonna go flying back or something, and I'll hold on to her and then I'll tromp it down, and it's a little 2-cylinder, but it makes me.
He stopped short.
Oh, look, there's I seen he got his own name brand. What is that? A grinder?
That is awesome.
Awesome.
That is really cool. I want to get a new grinder.
What's the story with your grinder?
That was a birthday gift from my wife.
Oh, that's why it says love you. Awesome.
That is a really awesome gift. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I thought it was cool. She went to the trouble of stalked my Instagram, and she copied the logo and stuff and went and got it all personalized.
That's a good gift.
Sweet.
Cool.
Very, very nice.
We're down in the last 10 minutes or so here. I want to tell everybody, make sure they go over to the Let's Be Buds after this and get in on the chance to win the what's it called? Source Turbo. Yeah. And I think they're having a special guest and all that, so it'll be a lot of fun. And definitely want to make sure I thank everybody in the chat for coming by today and hanging out with us. Well, like I said, we still got 10 minutes, but I wanted to make sure I get that in case we get sidetracked here or whatever. Thanks to the panel for hanging out tonight. It's always fun. Remind everybody Sundays, the Farmer Freeman show. And I think keep your eyes peeled. I think there's going to be a light premiere coming up soon on Doc MJ's channel. I'm not sure if he's publicly announced it yet, but I know it'll be something coming out there soon. And those are always fun.
Yes,
What
they are. I put his link to his YouTube on chat. I'm also going to put the link up to the Grower Love giveaway. Be sure to head over to the Cocoa for Cannabis and sign up for that Grower Love giveaway. He's always giving up. What light is he giving away this time?
I want to say it's the FCE 3000. Am I right there? Maybe it's that.
I think it is. I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
Oh, he got a Iceni shirt too.
Oh, that's badass. I love it.
That's a baller
That's-
shirt right there, man. I
This
like,
is from my son.
I like it. That's a great
It's
gift.
really cool.
A personalized gift from your family. I know you cherish those, man. That's awesome.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's not about the expense of things, isn't it? It's about the time and the effort that
Oh,
we
the
all
thought.
appreciate. Because we all realise the real value of things today is your time, and that's where you got to be choose wisely where you spend it. You know.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. The
And
older
you
you
can never make
That's
many
why-
things, but can never make any more time.
That's right.
That is true. And that's why we love hanging out with all of you real people that are just amazing community members,
The real
helping each other
growers, man.
out. You know, this community is amazing.
The
People
people that
can be so horrible and wicked out in this world. I see it all the time. People trying to screw other people over when they just don't have to. Can't you just give a smile out and be nice to each other? The world needs more love. And I feel like this community has a lot of love to give. That's why it's an awesome pleasure hanging out with these guys.
everybody we hang out with is not profit driven. I think that's the big difference between all of us. We're not driven by profits, at least some of us. I know some of us might make some money in the trade, but they're not profit driven.
We're bud driven.
They're craft driven.
I like that, bud driven.
Hey, Tal, you got the link finally, man. I'm so happy.
Well, I found it, and then it was a Google's books, but then I made it into a link. But yeah, yeah, you know what? I didn't even see what year that was, but that's the first time I saw that Sip of Life thing, and ever since I started doing it, it's just a force of habit now, and I always cut them underwater.
Well, that's good. I mean,
I like that you found a practice that you repeat and you just make it a habit.
yep.
And, we've done that with certain things that work in our grow room. It just now we have to practice it a certain way so that we made it a habit. And it's awesome to see XYZ's plants. We get to see
yeah.
the Amy,
Amy,
Asen.
Yeah. Oh, she's getting frosty.
she's young too.
Oh yeah, look at she's
Just a
getting
pup.
there.
Yeah, just just a pop. Look at, I don't have no more light room. I mean, yeah, I've had to bend them over just to keep them from getting crazy.
How long since you flipped? I can't remember. It's been-
16 days, I believe.
Oh, you still got a good 5, 6, 7 days of bolt left, man.
Dude,
Oh, I
yeah.
know. I know.
16
Yeah,
days, that's it.
Yep.
Dude, they're little chunks already, man. Nice.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
They're pups, man. We just seems like we topped them yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I mean, if this branch was fully up, it'd be way up here. But it's already making for the light again.
Yeah.
You saw mine. They got really
Oh, yeah.
tall.
Oh yeah, these things. Yeah, I need them to stop growing tall.
You evened them out good though. That looks like a tabletop pretty close. Yeah, except for a couple.
Yeah, I was debating on putting the trellis in or the netting, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't like
That
the
sounded
net.
painful.
It is. It's painful.
thinking
thinking
about
about
it.
it.
No, I don't want to do it.
But yeah, I mean, this is Amy Ace's right up here up front, and then off to the back, right behind her, is Amy Ace's. You got the nice dense popcorn already starting to form. I mean, these plants, and then these big tall wardens are purple Urkel. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, these plants are just looking phenomenal
Nice.
for 15 days in the flower. I mean, it's 16 now, but yeah. And and Smot, after we got off the phone, I went through here and trimmed out all the larf. It
Right.
wasn't a cola branch. They got removed, except for one. I think this was the only one I left. This thing, but it's the tallest one now. So, but yeah, I got rid of all the larf on these plants. So
I think
they're
they
looking
look
good.
great. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
they do. They're absolutely gorgeous.
it looks to be like the amount of bud sites that you kept for the size of your lights and shit, you're gonna, I don't know, it just seems to compute in my head. I don't really know how to put it together, but it looks right, you know?
Yeah, I'd probably get about a pound maybe on this one. I'm thinking I'm gonna get a pound because I'm not
yeah.
fighting things that I was fighting before. Like I just have a massive pH problems. My doser would only make a good batch every 1 in 3 times. Now it's on batch 89 and it's only screwed up once and one of my plugs fell out. So can't really blame it.
They're
And
looking
then-
really happy, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, they're very happy.
Yeah.
Every leaf looks perfect.
Doing great.
Well, yeah, if I go down here, you can see a couple that, old
Yeah.
leaves that are, but that happened from one of my plugs popped out and it literally just soaked the whole tank.
Uh,
So yeah, I got some on the leaves and I don't think the leaves liked it.
is that a one of the plugs for like if you have more plants on that line?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
got
Yep.
you.
I had nine plants on this. Now I only got 4, so I had to plug up a lot of them.
Right on.
So.
I'm so glad we got to sneak in and see.
Yeah,
the
this
plants
is
there.
a real treat getting to see these plants and follow along with them and how they're just busting. Awesome.
Yeah, I
Thanks for
want to
showing-
pot them up, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to. They're gallon pots.
Run them out, man.
That's
Run 'em
what-
out.
I knew Smart was gonna say that because
Run 'em
he's on the
out.
1 gallon pot to kick.
Look how big
Well-
a plant you can get with high frequency fertigation in 1
True.
gallon, and they ain't done yet. He's
True.
been trying to hold them back a little bit there with height and all that, and you spread them out and shit. Those plants would be. It's amazing how big they can get, and that because
Yeah,
of
I
we
know.
grow. It's our style, you know.
Yep. Oh no, it's definitely been a great grow. I'm very happy with this one. I think this is going to be an awesome harvest.
I'm so glad we get.
Oh,
to
I
watch
agree
it.
100% with you. Yes, it's gonna be a beautiful.
It's nice to show Talier's shit too, isn't it? While it's
Yeah,
popping?
man.
Oh
it's
yeah,
cool. I love looking at it.
yeah. I mean, these girls are beasts, man. It took me a few seeds to get them to go, but that's just because of where I live. So, But yeah, I mean, nice thick buds, and I didn't get rid of this lower stuff as long as it was off the main, like one of the main cola branches.
Yep.
So,
I got
and
you.
I left it. There's a couple that have creeped up over, but I don't know. Maybe I'll trim them off. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
I feel you. Trust me. This is the grower's lament. What do I keep? What do I take? What's going to be larf? What's worth it? What ain't? And sometimes you pick right. Sometimes you pick a little bit off. Sometimes, it is what it is. But I think they look great. I'm glad you was able to come and show us there at the end, man.
Yep.
I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to go get their hand in on that Source Turbo XYZ. But I am really glad to jump in there at the last couple of minutes and check out your grow.
Yeah, we appreciate it, buddy.
They look good,
Awesome
man.
job.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome job.
I guess we can start giving our shout outs and everybody will be able to head over and check out the Let's Be Buds and get your hand in on the giveaway. We can start with hardcore.
Hit weed, not deer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Love it.
That's a great one.
Later, guys.
Thanks, hardcore.
See you later.
You.
We'll go over to the American one. Hey, Tal, while you're doing this, I want to show you something real quick on my screen. You guys can go ahead and do your shout outs. I don't want to keep us over. Go ahead, buddy.
No worries. Yeah, thanks XYZ and everyone else for coming on and showing every plants. I love it. And yeah, you guys know me. I'm the American one. And like I was saying, if you weren't here earlier, but by this weekend, I hope to have all the winners of the Last Prisoner Project seed giveaway in the mail. I already wrote out all the addresses. I just got to get them packaged and into the mailbox. So, but yeah, it's always good hanging out with Smart and Crispy and everyone here. Thanks for hosting, and we'll catch you either in chats or on the Cheap Home Grow or here at some point. So peace out.
Right on,
Thank you
buddy.
so much.
This is your Amy Aces at day 70 at flip day 30. I did a journal on it. That's a 4x4 tent with a 330 watt light. This is just to show XYZ so he can get scared about this bolt that's still yet to happen. Look at this thing from there.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's day
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the take. I'm gonna turn on the tent next to it, and I'm gonna have to split them out and train them hard.
This is the day 22 after flip, right? And then now
Okay.
look, there's day 30. 8 days later. Look how much fuller that,
Oh,
man. She's a rock.
yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. Keep going on the
We'll go with, do you want to go next, Start Man?
Sure. Artman, 2 N's, 420 _ at Instagram. And I hang out over at Cocoa for Cannabis. So thanks for having me, and I'll catch everybody later.
right on.
Awesome
Thanks,
having
buddy.
you. Thank you so much. I see anybody. You want to go next?
You're muted.
You got the mute.
He's got it now.
Right, yeah, sorry. I'm Iceni. You can find me on Instagram. But yeah, it's probably about it. And piss and puff. Because it's like peace and love. But sounds better when I say piss and puff. Anyway. Catch you on the next one.
Cheers,
Cheers,
buddy.
everyone.
Cheers. XYZ, last but not least. And thank you for showing us your plants at the end. It was nice to see everybody's gardens and everybody that came on. Grateful.
Yes, you can find me on Cocoa for Cannabis, and just hanging out with these guys when I get a chance. And thanks for having me, and thanks for this wonderful show and a great time. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. It's a pleasure hanging out with you every Wednesday, and hopefully you come back on Sunday and hang out with us. And we'll be having Farmer Freeman, and go sign up for the Grower Love giveaway. And thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you, Smart, for always putting on the show.